Yeah.
Tony.
Did you like that?
Yeah, that was good.
That was a good one.
That was good.
Welcome to the show, episode 7, Guns and Stuff, whatever. Hi.
How's it going?
Superb. How are you today?
A little chilly.
We're wearing the same outfit as our last episode.
That's weird.
Yeah. We decided we're going to wear the same shirt every time. No?
No.
Oh, it's because we have technical difficulties, so we had to do 2 back-to-back. But anyway, just ignore that. But we're excited about it. Episode 7, Guns and Stuff, whatever. Let's just get right to it, man.
Let's dive on in.
Segment number 1.
Guns.
Here we go. All right, for segment 1 today of Guns, we're going to be looking at this little beaut right here.
We're just going to be looking at it?
We're going to be looking at it. We're just going to do
5
this.
minutes?
Okay, we're not going to do that. But this is Italian replica. I forget the manufacturer of this. I think there's only 2 or 3 people that still make these.
Wait.
What?
You know what we're going to turn this gun segment into?
What?
What are those videos called where you put stuff real close to the mic and make the noise?
Oh, ASMR?
This is ASMR.
Ooh, that was loud, I bet. Watch this one.
This is gonna get. This is gonna get a lot of views.
Listen to this.
I wonder if we tag it as ASMR if we'll get more views.
All right, this is going on
If
for a
you
little while.
splice all those sounds together, you can make a song.
Maybe we should try that. Let's get a few more samples. Good samples.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
So this is it. Old Cowboy action revolver,
That's
man.
right.
Single action. This is what made... This was the equalizer. This is what made Colt famous, was this type of pistol. So it's a 45 long Colt. Has a little loading door here on the side. The cylinder doesn't pop out like a normal revolver. So you half cock it, and then you put the bullets in individually one at a time. And then you have to take them out individually one at a time. That's what this little plunger is for. It pops out. But man, these are fun to shoot.
They are so fun to
Not
shoot.
very practical these days.
Oh, I think they're the most practical.
Why?
I'd take that over my Glock 19.
You're out of your mind, dude. You're just being ridiculous.
It just shoots so fast when you do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you can like hold down
Like
the trigger
slam fire
and then
it.
just bam,
Oh, yeah.
bam. That's probably good for the gun too. But this one's neat. I picked this one up. It wasn't terribly expensive. It was just a fun to shoot gun. It's got a little color case hardening. I'm not sure that this is done in the actual color case hardening process because it's a little darker than normal. It may be like flame torched or something like that, but it has the same general look and feel. And we'll do some nice close-ups of this so people can see it. But definitely a fun gun to shoot. You ever shot one of these?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, good times, man.
Good. There's nothing better than that fat 45 long Colt.
Yeah.
That big piece of lead either hitting a piece of steel or just tearing that enormous hole into that paper in a cloud of smoke just taking off from the front of gun.
It's so fun. I went to a little media event over the weekend and they had a whole cowboy action shooting thing going on. It was really cool.
Yeah.
They had a whole little city built, man, with like saloons and taverns and buildings and banks and underground stuff. It was really neat.
It's definitely a popular shooting style. Those Western shoots are gaining a lot of popularity.
Yeah, man. They're super fun.
Yeah.
You get to dress up in all period clothing and wear spurs and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I don't own any spurs, so I can't do it. But
Well, you know.
I guess I could buy some spurs.
Yeah, you just buy some.
But the lever action,
Gosh, dude, those guys that shoot those lever actions.
Oh man, it's like
they're shooting those as fast as an AR.
Yeah,
I mean,
they really are.
It's crazy how
and
fast
they're
they're
accurate with those things too. So much fun. But one thing I always found really interesting about cowboy culture, we have white hat holsters. The whole idea behind white hats, gun gear for the good guys. So in cowboy culture, the good guys wear the white hats, bad guys wear black hats. I think that's only in the movies, but that's how you can tell who's good and bad. But one thing that was really interesting back in the day, so this hammer is not actually hammer fired, right? There's like a firing pin, a little striker there, but these used to have a little spur on them, and that's what actually hit the primer. Now, these are very light triggers like this when they're cocked back, and even with the hammer down, it would be resting on the primer.
Yeah.
So if you drop this or just banged it real hard, it would fire, So a lot of cowboys would only carry 5 shots in their 6-shot revolver because of that. They would have one empty chamber. So I thought that was a little interesting piece of trivia about cowboys.
We've come a long way.
Yeah, we have, man. This trigger's a little off center. I just noticed. Is it supposed to be like that? I'm not really sure.
I don't know. Maybe it's because of all the dry firing.
Could be. I've broken it. Anyway, Cowboy Action Revolvers. If you haven't seen Cowboy Action shooting, you should look up some videos of that, man. It's great. Super neat stuff. Really fun if you're into that sort of thing. Are there any other genres of shooting sport like that are themed? Other than Cowboy Action? I don't know that there is.
I don't think. There's like IDPA and all those other ones are just like normal.
You don't dress up.
That's the only period date. You don't have like mountain men shooting or...
No. Or like medieval knight shooting. They didn't have guns back then, so... They do have LARPing. That's the thing.
Yeah, but not with real guns.
Not with real guns, no. Foam swords and whatnot. But that's a good time, too. Yeah. Check out that. No, don't check that out. Go check out Cowboy Action Shooting. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, these are fun. Fun guns to shoot, fun guns to play with. Wanted to show that today. If you haven't seen that, go check it out.
Just another gun to have in your arsenal.
Another gun, man. Fun gun. This is a fun gun. This is not a practical defense pistol. All right, well, let's move on from guns. Let's jump into stuffs. All right, stuffs this week. So we're going to segue a little over to White Hat for stuffs. We are always looking for new products that it's been an ongoing project. We've been looking for some supplementary products to offer our customers that actually add some value and things that we think are actually important to have in your arsenal. These are all things that people are going to use and should have on hand. So why don't you give us a little breakdown? Let's start with the first one you got there.
So the first one that we've got is we're going to start carrying cat tourniquets.
This is the gold standard of tourniquet.
Pretty much. I am a very firm believer that if you are carrying a gun, you need to have some idea of how to... The odds of going into a gunfight and you leaving unscathed are fairly slim.
Or someone leaving unscathed.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with, all the mass shootings that have been happening. You don't have to carry 50 of them, but at least, if you get injured or a loved one gets injured or something, to have a little bit of medical expertise or, just basic first aid is going to be a huge deal. But these cat tourniquets are very easy to operate. We'll have some more media on these soon that we'll be posting up individually on each product. But we're going to have the tourniquets available through the store that you can come and get through us. And this is definitely something that we recommend that you put in like your EDC rotation, or maybe even just having your vehicle.
Yeah,
no reason not to have one in your vehicle.
No, absolutely not. I think most people are even semi-prepared should have a tourniquet in their vehicle, and they should have at least some version of this next product that we're going to take a look at. But the cat tourniquets, gold standard for tourniquet, you should definitely check those out. The next thing we're going to look at is a very basic emergency medical first aid kit. Yeah. Now, this is, I think this is more specifically designed for like patching up a wound that's quite bleedy. And, it's along the same vein of having a tourniquet. It's a good thing to have too. So why don't you run us down what's in this 1110 emergency medical kit?
So we'll get into some more detail about it later, but basically you've got some adhesive strips that you can use for the bandages that come with this. You've got some compressed gauze that's also available. It's vacuum sealed. It doesn't look like there's much in here, but I can't even bend that.
Yeah,
this is vacuum sealed so tight. Mm-hmm. So you've got some bandage and some tape. You've got a set of medical rubber gloves for your protection and for other people, and then the SWAT T, another tourniquet. Yeah. But this one is a very large, like a real big rubber band. It's that wide, and it has some shapes on it. Literally anybody can use it. You'll see later this has got some straps and a T handle on it that you twist to do the compression. This SWAT T tourniquet has got a square and a circle on it, and it tells you when you pull it apart that it needs to be an oval and a rectangle. And when you get it that far apart, it's ready to wrap. And once it goes across itself, it can't be pulled back. So, just extremely basic, but one of those things that why not have it? It's not going to do anything wrong. And if you've got somebody who say, well, they don't know how to use a tourniquet, anybody can use these tourniquets.
Very straightforward.
They are the most straighthtwork.
And the thing I like about this pack too, let me see that for a second, is I noticed all of these have these quick open tabs. Like, in an emergency situation, you're trying to open this. Yeah. There's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points from which you can rip this in any direction, forward, backward. Yeah, so these are easy to open and get to real quick. You don't need to have a knife to open this and get it out. These are great emergency med kits to use. For trauma care, in case of an emergency situation.
And that's something you can just keep in your vehicle in the packaging that it comes in.
Yeah.
Or add it into, if you already have kind of like a vehicle bag, just add it into the rotation of what you've already got. Mm-hmm. Little stuff, consumables, it doesn't get much better than that.
Definitely worth having. Go check that out as well. EDC blades. You carry a blade?
I do.
I carry a blade too, man. It's a good functional utility thing to have. And I mean, having a good blade on you serves a lot of purposes. Check your local, regulations on what kind of blades you can carry. But we're in Texas, man. We can carry what kind of blade we want.
Yeah, we don't care.
So we did some research and we found this Spyderco blade. Spyderco, well known for high quality blades and real straightforward. Tack black Spyderco.
Specifically the Tenacious.
The Tenacious,
which,
yes.
I just feel like is a good overall blade length size for EDC. Mm-hmm. It is a liner lock. The clips move on it, but just
reversible belt clip.
Yeah. I mean, both sides, top and bottom, tip up, tip down carry.
Yeah, right or left.
You just can't get around having a good blade on you.
Yeah, man, and that's a great multi-purpose. Absolutely, great multi-purpose knife by Spyderco. We're gonna be carrying these. Definitely go check those out in the all black configuration. We may do some custom things with these as a giveaway later on or something like that, but definitely a good EDC blade to have.
Yeah.
Next thing we're going to look at, this is something, I think most people who own a gun have something like this, but I really thought this was the most compact, easiest. Sometimes you buy gun cleaning kits and they're like a mini suitcase and they've got 85 different things in them. This one here is a very basic pistol cleaning kit. Covers a wide array of calibers. And look at the size of this thing. Dude, stick that in your range bag. You don't need a whole nother set of stuff to carry. This is made by Remington.
In your shirt pocket.
Yeah, man. Look at that. Boom. I can even button the pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a great pistol kit. Let's take a look at what's inside of this. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You've got your run-through brushes,
It's the pull cable design with the T-handle, and it is all configured, stored in there, cleaning patches, copper brushes, soft brush, a little cleaning jag. It's just, like you said, there's nothing worse than going out and being like, well, my pistol cleaning kit's got 5 rods in it, and I don't know which one is supposed to go, or the threading's messed up on this one, or this is very easy and simple. The rods do have their place. You can clear, you got a stuck brass case or something like that. But this stuff also has its place.
Absolutely.
And once again, you just look at how small and compact that. I put that in my back pocket. Go to the pistol range. Whenever I was working at a gun range, you'd be so surprised how many people came in on their lunch break.
Oh.
They'd come in on their lunch break from work. I'm going to shoot 50 rounds and go back to work. I'm not bringing a full-blown cleaning kit with me.
No.
But this is something that I can have and take it in with me, throw it in my back pocket, go in with just the gun that I'm carrying.
Yeah.
Get a box of ammo, shoot, clean my gun, put it all back up, go right back to work.
Quick clean right there at the range.
That's
or
definitely
in the car.
something that we thought was a neat product and something that you guys would probably get some benefit from. So we're going to start carrying them.
Absolutely, man. So go check those out. WhiteHatHolsters.com. Those will be available. And those are going to be quick ship items. You're not going to have to wait a long time. Those will be out to you pretty much within a couple of days. So please go check those out. Let us know what you think about those or anything else you'd like to see. And from there, we'll jump into whatevers. Let's do that. Interesting stuff to talk about today.
We got a couple good ones.
Man, I'm going to let you jump into this Beto theme with air because otherwise my head's going to explode. I'm going to freak out. I'm going to break everything in here. Tell us what Beto said.
Beto was recently in a it looked like he was in a school. He was talking to a bunch of kids about, the importance of gun safety and all that other crap he's always spouting off about.
Yeah.
But basically, he actually had a student who asked, hey, I hunt with an AR-15 because it's reasonable to hunt with an AR-15. It's a modern sporting rifle, right?
Especially in Texas.
Yeah, especially in Texas.
We have these things
feral
called
hog problem.
feral hogs.
But he had even made the statement, I've used an AR-15 to shoot all kinds of critter.
Yeah.
And they are, especially with the different calibers that you can get them in, they are an extremely well-suited hunting rifle.
Oh, yeah.
In comparison to what other, alternatives that you have. So he had made mention, hey, I do hunt with an AR-15, specifically deer. And Beto was like, well, this is the first time I've ever heard anybody hunt deer with an AR-15. Well, that's because you don't talk to people that hunt, man.
Yeah.
You probably don't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
So the kid says, hey, these are the reasons that I hunt with an AR-15. They're effective, they're lightweight, they're customizable. And for those people that you want to take AR-15s from that use them on a regular basis to go out and provide food for their families, what do you have to say about that? And he's like, well, I don't have any problem with people that hunt with an AR-15 as long as it's locked up at a gun club or at a gun range. Well, if I have a feral a hog pack running through my property, I don't, and if I'm a farmer and I'm got all these fields that these hogs are absolutely destroying and my livelihood.
Millions of dollars in damage
right,
they do to crops.
Well, let me run down to the gun store and grab my AR out of, storage to make Beto feel better. And whenever I get back, hopefully they'll still be there and they haven't ruined,
half my field.
Yeah, half my field whenever I get back. So that was his, just off the cuff. You could tell he was very taken by the question. But he's like, oh, well, I know hogs are a big problem in my home state of Texas. I'm like, okay, you might as well be an alien.
Yeah, you're barely a Texan, bro.
So that was his response to this kid was, I appreciate your question. Moving on now.
Thanks. That's a great question.
But
these weapons of war, these machines of death.
Yeah, we have to be responsible with them. You can use them to hunt, but you just can't possess them. So I have to go rent my personally owned firearms from a gun store to be able to use them for hunting purposes or for defense of my property purposes from, hogs or coyotes or anything like that. Coyotes are like the leading, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. They cause some of the most damage to livestock in like the entire country. They're like the number one problem. So predator issues are, through the roof. And to say, what's one of the best predator cartridges?
Yeah. 223?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And he's
every
time he opens his mouth now,
it's worse.
It is. It just keeps getting worse and worse.
I almost feel bad for him.
I don't.
But I think it's hilarious at the same time.
Because he's spiraling out of control at this point.
Yeah, man.
Every time he opens his mouth, he's just digging one hole deeper, and all the Democrats are going distance, distance, distance.
Yeah, well, this is what happens when you take important policy positions on issues solely based on knee-jerk emotional reaction. Mm-hmm. You cannot govern that way. You cannot create policy that affects the entire country on a knee-jerk emotional reaction. When we see a school shooting, all of us, all the conservatives, every gun owner goes, man, that's horrible. Everybody hates to see that.
Yeah.
But to say, oh, now we got to ban this. Well, wait. Why? How is that going to fix the problem?
Yeah.
Is that going to... If all of us believed that there was statistical evidence to show banning AR-15s there would never be a school shooting again, I think a lot of people would be on board with that.
Yeah.
I'd find an alternative.
Yeah.
I would give up my AR-15. I'd find something else that would do something
But there's
similar.
no evidence.
But there's none.
Ever.
There's plenty of evidence to the opposite.
Yeah. Even during the Clinton ban, there's no evidence that made anything any better.
No.
And... Man, I'm honestly tired of hearing the same stuff over and over and over again.
Yeah, man.
Oh, we got to ban them. Oh, we got to... No. You need to come up with another alternative because nothing that you've said proves... more people are getting murdered with hammers and fists than with guns.
Did you see that Coley on the Wire clip recently?
Yeah.
2018, there was something like... I want to say there was like 600 people killed with fists and feet.
Mm-hmm. Just from being beaten to death.
And 280 rifle deaths. Total for the year. We're talking about just rifles.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that drives me nuts about Beto. Every time he talks about like 44,000 gun deaths every year.
Yeah.
Dude, are you okay? 90% of those are completely legit uses of guns that probably save lives or police involved shootings. You're talking about AR-15s. Let's talk about actual. Let's go real crazy.
Gun.
Let's talk about all rifles.
Yeah.
Including AR-15s, which is going to be a percentage of the total.
A fraction of it.
Yeah. Let's just say all rifles. Half as many people died from rifles as did fists and feet.
Yeah. And you're not going to regulate these bad boys.
Nah, man, ain't no regulating these. Man.
No.
Better watch a size 13 up your side of your hip.
No, but seriously, man, it's like
it's
a clown show.
It is. It's just pure. Here's some statistical evidence that you are a moron and don't know what you're talking about.
And what makes it worse is whenever they're faced with real evidence, they just go, "Oh no, I don't believe that." Well, I don't want to believe a lot of stuff, but at some point you have to step up and go, "Okay."
Do you think that he actually believes that? Do you think that some of these people actually believe what they're saying is like a legit solution to a problem? Or do you think it's all just fluffy bull crap to try and get elected?
I think it's for sure that's exactly what it is.
That's very disturbing.
Because if you listen to them talk, half of them don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You can't not know what you're talking about and then believe in that cause. You listen to somebody who actually believes that guns are a problem, dude, they're going to be spitting out gun facts like you would not believe. Mm-hmm. But you're not going to find somebody who's actually doing that because the statistics say it's not a problem.
Or the specs they flip out.
Yeah.
The facts they do spit the spackety flappity flippity.
Yeah.
The facts they actually do spit out are nonsense.
Yeah.
Like 44,000 gun deaths a year.
So all these individuals that I it's strictly for political gain, and I think that's what makes me most upset.
It's gross.
You've got a school shooting, and immediately they start spewing off about how we need to fix this and ban this and whatever. And the only reason that they're doing it, politicizing these deaths, is strictly for a vote.
It's gross. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
It's really a gross
Well, that's the kind of people they are. So
it is, man. It's disturbing, though. So please, for God's sake, if it's one takeaway, do your own homework. It's not hard. It's not hard to... If he says there's 44,000 gun deaths, go Google how many gun deaths were there in America last year. And then gun deaths in America compared to gun deaths in Europe, where they have no guns, and see what that looks like. And then see the breakdown of gun deaths. Okay, how many were suicides? How many were officer-involved shootings? How many were defensive shootings that saved someone's life?
The CDC breaks all those categories
exactly
down
right, man. It doesn't take that long.
And they're considered like the staple of statistical evidence.
Yeah, but
and when they did their deal on gun violence, everybody was like, "Oh, it's not that bad."
Yeah. They're like, there's really no...
You really don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, this will be all right.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. That's not what we wanted you to say.
And at the end of the day, all that stuff is terrible. America's still the safest country on the face of the earth.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
And there's even evidence that shows that we're safer now than we were just, X amount of years ago.
In the 70s.
Yeah.
There were less gun deaths in 2018 than there were in the 70s.
Yeah. It's actually... The situations are getting worse because we're blowing them up and we're not talking about all the other factors that go into it.
Yeah.
We're actually getting safer, which is
absolutely.
almost hard to believe if you turn on the news for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know. It's true.
Because they don't want you to believe it.
People don't let their kids go outside and play anymore because they think they're going to get abducted any second.
Yeah.
No, dude. Nobody's abducting kids these days. Every one of them has a tracking device in their pocket. You know what I mean? I mean, with one button, they can send an emergency beacon to their entire family. Yeah, or in their skin. My kids, I had them implanted in their eyeballs. So don't abduct my kid. I can see you,
Like Ring.com for your eye.
Exactly, man. That's how that works. I pull it up on my phone and I see exactly what they're looking at.
That's crazy.
No, that's not really.
You're going to give somebody a bad idea.
That's not a real thing. But please do your own research.
Says the government.
If there's one takeaway from this episode of Guns and Stuff or whatever, the greatest gun discussion, talk, entertainment show on the net, it is do your own on the earth, for that matter, in the universe,
on the nerth,
is do your own research, do your own homework. Don't take our word for it. Even we'll put some links and stuff, but go find your own links, okay? And do your research, and
or just read the links.
Know why you believe what you believe, man. If you believe gun control is a bad idea, know why you think that. Yeah. So that when somebody says something stupid to you, you can either laugh at them and walk away, or you can help enlighten them a little bit. That's all I got, man. I'm going to explode if I go on this anymore.
It's all right. Just take a breath.
All right. That's
You know
all I
what?
relax.
Don't take no more breaths.
Don't make that sound. All right. Anything else you want to talk about today?
No,
All right.
I'm done.
Be safe out there. Please be safe and be careful and know your facts.
Always be ready.
God bless. Peace out.
Later.